Actually, we met when I was 15 and a half years old. And we weren't girlfriends, high school girlfriends. Danny and Anita were my youth pastors.
Steve and I, we really do go back a long ways. Steve was a ninth grader. He was in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and a student there at the junior high, and we were at church camp.
And it was something that I don't know if we realized it was going to last for a lifetime. Well, and when we moved out here, major life change, your kids are all grown. And then Danny and Anita moved to Phoenix.
And we said, if this works out, we've got a commitment. We're going to get together
every quarter,
about 4 times a year. And if it's only for 2 days, but if we can do for 3 days, whatever we can do.
And on this year ago in January, that's what this was. And as usual, on Monday, the boys played golf, and Anita and I were going to do a girls' day.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was.
But I was just playing horrible. I'm not that good a golfer anyway, but this was exceptionally horrible.
It was the worst day of golf I've ever seen Steve had.
So we finished the round, the 9 holes.
9 holes, yeah.
And we got to the 10th tee, and I was feeling, I'm not sure I've ever felt that bad. So I said, I can't do this. And Danny looked at me and said, nope. Wheeled the cart around. We went up to the clubhouse. And, he pretty much had to carry me to the car.
And that's the truth.
To get back to their house, you had to drive across Shea Boulevard, which the Mayo Clinic is on Shea.
Mm-hmm.
So we were getting ready to pass the clinic, and Danny said, hey, there's Mayo Clinic. We could pull in there and have you checked out. And I said, man, I think just get me home. I'll get in bed. I'm going to be okay. That's the last thing I remember. When we got past the clinic, and I guess that's when life got a little complex for you, didn't it?
Yeah. So I was driving, look down and look over, and all of a sudden, his eyes are rolled back into his head, and he is not breathing. The EMTs got there. I didn't know how long it was. It wasn't very long. Come to find out, it was less than 3 minutes. They get there, they pull him out, and then they have to honestly put the paddles on him. They paddle him twice.
I answered the phone, and it's Danny's voice. He said, Anita, listen to me. I'm going, I am listening to you. No, listen. Listen carefully. I want you to do exactly what I tell you. And I said, okay. And he said, when you hear that, you just know it's not good. So I said, all right. And he said, this is what I want you to do. And this is why. You're going to have to go to Scottsdale Shea Hospital because Steve's had a heart attack. And I don't think he's going to make it.
He died, or he stopped breathing 3 different times. And I know what I saw in the car. I know that he was not, there was no breath whatsoever. And his eyes were rolled way back up into his head. So, for me, that moment was like, okay, God, you got to do what you can do, and I know you can do it, and I'm trusting you.
I am not, I'm not thinking Bible verses. I'm not thinking, what do I think about life and death? I'm not thinking any of that. It's just like, the words that were going through my mind were just, no dying, no dying, no dying. And I really, literally think, I do not know what this day is going to be like. I might be a widow by the end of today, but I don't know. I don't know, God, I don't know. So, no dying, no dying.
The first thing I have a memory of was seeing Debbie. I was on the way from the ER to the cath lab.
That's right. You were in the hallway.
You dropped me off because you went to park the car.
Yes, that's it.
So at the emergency, so I go in, and in the hallway I see Danny talking to a paramedic.
That's right.
And then I hear Steve's voice. and he's making some funny remark.
Somehow I knew something bad has happened here. I told Danny, I didn't see a white light or anything at the end of the tunnel. I hope that's not a bad thing.
When he said that, and you said that early on, when he said that, I knew for myself, Steve is back. He did not lose any brain function.
Well,
you know?
that's still, we still not sure about that.
But my point on that is, I don't think he saw the light because I don't think God was wanting him to come yet. I think he still has a great ministry, and I think that's obvious by what's transpired since this event and what is going to happen with the people right here at Canyon Ridge. Yeah.